Although GTA 4 came out in 2008, technologically it was way ahead of its time. A lot of the features that were featured in GTA 4 are still features that are either widely missed today or widely adopted in other games. In today's video, myself and Bailey Points are going to break down some key features from GTA 4 that we feel should be in GTA 6. So for my part of the video, I'm going to talk quite a lot about the feel and the textures of the game. And for Bailey Points' part of the video, he's going to talk a lot more about the technical aspects. So for me, one of the key things that stood out about GTA 4 was the tone and the colour palette for the game. It was set in the fictional version of New York, Liberty City, but it had a feel, a darkness, a sadness about the game that still made it feel enjoyable. For an open world game, it felt relatively closed off, but it worked in the context of the story. When Nico first came to Liberty City and sees Roman again for the first time in years, you feel dark, you feel closed off, you feel isolated from the wider city. And this was very intentional on Rockstar's part, creating this really bland, dark and dingy colour palette. It's not something that they had to do because creating vibrancy wasn't something that was dramatically difficult for Rockstar, but it was all part and parcel of the storytelling. Creating an environment where you feel lost and alone in a game, as a player, makes you build up dependability on the characters around you, such as Roman, because he's all you've got in Liberty City. This idea of loneliness and helplessness at the start of a video game is a really interesting way to introduce a character to us as players. And I feel like this presents some really unique opportunities for GTA 6 to show us different ways that Rockstar can introduce characters. Which brings me on to the next point, which is character depth. Nico was quite a dark and mysterious character, but for some reason we immediately sympathised with him. Rockstar, with the technology that they had between 2005 to 2008, managed to tell a story that made us feel something for a character. And in GTA 5, they really didn't do that. GTA 5 was a fun, vibrant, tongue-in-cheek take on LA and 3 criminals. There wasn't as much storytelling and character depth with GTA 5, and for GTA 6, I really hope that they revert back to their methodology for GTA 4. In my personal opinion, Grand Theft Auto 4 was the first game that Rockstar made that really broke the barrier between gaming and TV. GTA 4 felt way more like a movie than GTA 5 did. Now of course we all have different opinions on what GTA 4 meant to us or what GTA 5 meant to us. I feel like our relationship with these games all depends on our age. Me personally, I grew up playing GTA Vice City, so certain games in the franchise hold a certain nostalgic value to me as a player, but the one thing that really did stand out with GTA 4 was how the story of Nico was conveyed to us. It felt genuine, it felt like Rockstar were really trying to tell a story that we can get engaged in. The next feature that I hope they bring back for GTA 6 is targeted friendship goals. In GTA 4, you were able to build friendships and relationships with various people throughout the story, and the more times you did activities with them or went on dates with them, the more lines of dialogue and different activities you could open up with them. This gave using the phone to call one of your in-game friends an actual purpose. It allowed you to complete more of the game, it allowed you to experience different things that were locked behind some of those activities, and overall it added more character depth to some of the other characters in the game. In GTA 5 you could quite happily get through the game without ever calling anyone to go and do an activity with them, and it wouldn't have changed the outcome of the game or changed the way that you felt about the game at the very least. These little side quests in GTA 4 felt far more meaningful than a lot of the side quests in GTA 5 did. Next is adverse personalities. So in GTA 5 we of course had the main protagonists. We had Michael, Trevor and Franklin, and of course they couldn't be more different. However, in GTA 4 there were some strong characters that really stood out to us that were far more memorable than some of the moments in GTA 5. I'm hoping in GTA 6 we can see some stronger personalities with some of the lead protagonists or the antagonists that allow us to engage deeper with the various stories that have been told in Vice City. Next we have activities. In GTA 4 we were able to go bowling, play darts, go to comedy clubs, and of course we even had cameos from people like Ricky Gervais. These different activities, whether you went with someone or you went by yourself, were really entertaining things to do in the game. I remember with GTA 4 when online first came out, me and my friends would just jump on a group call and we'd play pool in GTA Online. This open world, do anything you want feel is something that I feel like GTA 5 kind of lost down the line somewhere. I'm hoping for GTA 6 there's going to be more things that we can do in the game that allow us to entertain ourselves. Now I'm fairly confident that will be the case, and I know Bailey talks about that in a bit more detail later on in the video. Now I'm going to hand over to Bailey Points, and he's going to go into a bit more detail on some of the more technical aspects of GTA 4.
Thank you very much, Cyberboy, for having me on the channel. If you don't know much about me already, then the first thing you should know is that I'm a huge GTA 4 fan, and it's my favorite title in the entire series. When GTA 4 first released in 2008, I got it day one of release for the Xbox 360, and from first booting up the game, I was captivated and amazed with how different this GTA title was, with also being a huge improvement in comparison to the previous Grand Theft Auto installments. GTA 4 laid the foundation for the best-selling title in Rockstar Games history, GTA 5. But we're not here to talk about GTA 5. Cyberboy invited me on here to talk about my favorite GTA.
Yeah, shut up, man.
So that brings us to the question, what can GTA 6 learn from GTA 4? To me, GTA 5 felt like an arcadey improvement over GTA 4, since 4 focused very heavily on being grounded and realistic. And we know that GTA 6 is going to be an improvement of the super realistic Red Dead Redemption 2, since the brief description that we have already for GTA 6 is that it's going to be the biggest and most immersive evolution of the Grand Theft Auto series. So GTA 6 can learn a lot from what Red Dead Redemption 2 did so well, but it's a completely different theme and setting, so they can't use exactly everything. So GTA 6 will look to seek inspiration from the last grounded and realistic title from the series, which was GTA 4. So here's a short list of what I think GTA 6 can learn from GTA 4. First on the list is that GTA 6 should feature an improved version of the Euphoria software from GTA 4. If you don't know what the Euphoria software is, allow me to explain. Euphoria is a game animation software that Rockstar Games used in GTA 4 to produce a full simulation of a character's body, including their muscles and nervous system, which produced for life-like animations. Instead of predefined animations that pretty much every other game at the time was doing, character actions and reactions in GTA 4 looked so real. For example, when you would shoot an NPC with a handgun, wherever the bullet hit the NPC's body, that part of the body would jolt and the NPC would be stunned for a mere moment, giving the impression that they were actually hurt from the damage you dealt to them. The same could be said if you shot an NPC with, say, a shotgun. Well, when the shotgun shell hits the NPC's body, due to the sheer force from the shotgun's impact to their body, they would be pushed back and they would stumble in certain instances. If you jumped out of a moving vehicle, Nico's body would ragdoll across the road in a realistic manner while he's screaming in pain. Then, if you got hit by a car, Nico would stumble or fall to the ground in a way you would perceive as real. Now, unfortunately, GTA 5 did not feature the Euphoria software, and instead, Rockstar Games made their own ragdoll physics for GTA 5. So the same realistic impact mechanics were not that apparent, nor were they as good as GTA 4's. I strongly hope that if GTA 6 tends to be the most immersive and realistic GTA title in the entire series, then it should include a physics software that is an improved version of the Euphoria engine. Just imagine this engine combined with the realistic body damage that was featured in Red Dead Redemption 2 being in GTA 6. It would honestly be the most realistic animations and physics that have ever appeared in a video game. I can already imagine now Jason just shooting an enemy in the knee with a shotgun and the enemy responding to the shot by falling to the ground in pain and holding his knee where the flesh has been blown off.
Jesus.
Now, what we have next on the list is going to be very debatable. I hope that GTA 6 features the same heavy handling of driving vehicles that was in GTA 4. Now, the driving in GTA 4 was either you love it or you hate it. Personally, I loved the handling in GTA 4 with how weighted and heavy the handling of vehicles felt and how realistic taking a turn would feel. Some people, on the other hand, really disliked the driving in GTA 4 because of this, since they found it extremely difficult to drive. Some people say that cars drive like boats and SUVs drive like aircraft carriers, and I completely respect people's opinions on the driving if they disliked it, because I can see why, but I really hope that this heavy handling of driving vehicles is in GTA 6. I say this because if Rockstar Games wish to make GTA 6 as immersive and realistic as possible, they need to make sure the driving is like 4's. Now, why I said GTA 4 driving over GTA 5's is because the driving in GTA 5 was very arcadey. Sure, the driving in GTA 5 was much more enjoyable, and I always have a good time driving in that game, but I did prefer having to think more about the way I have to drive in GTA 4. The same could be said about Red Dead Redemption 2. Most people didn't like how you ride your horse in that game because of how realistic it would feel controlling the horse, since it wouldn't always do what you wanted it to do, and sometimes it would run straight into a boulder, launching you headfirst into the ground. But riding your horse in Red Dead Redemption 2 just added that extra level of immersion to the game, which gave the overall impression that this game felt very realistic in every nature. Maybe to appeal to the mass amount of players, Rockstar Games should feature an option in the control settings of GTA 6 to either select realistic driving or arcadey driving. I don't think including this option would hurt anyone, and as I said, it would help make everyone's playing experience more enjoyable rather than disliking the one way the driving is. Keeping with vehicles, next on the list is that GTA 6 should feature the same damage system that GTA 4 had. In GTA 4, the damage physics were crazy good for vehicles. You could ram a car into a wall and the entire front of the vehicle would fall apart and barely be recognizable. Or if you were hit from the rear from a speeding car, say, the back end of the vehicle would be all mangled and you'd barely be able to drive it. Let's not talk about how destroyed your vehicle would look if you did the swing glitch. It was honestly insane the damage physics vehicles had in GTA 4. I think in GTA 5, the vehicle damage physics were watered down massively. You wouldn't be able to smash your car up to get the same impression as vehicle damage in GTA 4. The same could be said for helicopters in GTA 4. When piloting a helicopter, you could crash into a building to destroy the rotor blades and the tail rotor and fall to your death. However, it's incredibly hard to do this in GTA 5, and if you manage to do so, it's extremely rare. Rockstar Games should ensure that the vehicle damage from GTA 4 makes a return in GTA 6, because it would make for a greater immersive experience, and it would be incredibly cool to see the destruction you can cause to one vehicle. Imagine in GTA 6, if you scratch your vehicle, you could see the stroke of an indentation mark rather than the impression of a scratch being a flat texture. You would really get a sense of how deep the scratch is, and it would look horrible on your car, influencing you to visit a paint spray to get it fixed. Moving on with the list now and moving away from the topic of vehicles, with GTA 4, Rockstar Games aimed to create a Grand Theft Auto title that felt dark and grounded, which I personally feel they were successful with. The setting and tone of GTA 4 is dark and serious, which really fits the theme and story of Niko Bellic working his way through the food chain of the criminal underworld. The overall gameplay feels realistic and immersive, and the story isn't wacky or over the top. It feels like a true crime drama. In comparison to GTA 5, I felt like that game didn't have enough serious moments in it, nor did it feel grounded at all. The story was too focused around these crazy heists that you would plan and perform, and although they were really cool and I had a lot of fun with them, it didn't help create that serious tone. The same could be said for the protagonist in GTA 5. For example, Franklin can just head to an airport, get into a plane, and fly, even though he has no experience of piloting an aircraft. However, on the other hand, Niko Bellic from GTA 4 was ex-military, and it provided sense as to how he can pilot an aircraft and how he's proficient with a wide variety of firearms. I feel like if Rockstar Games wish to make a masterpiece which meets their goals of being immersive, they need to make it feel grounded and at least give context behind certain actions or gameplay elements. Sure, GTA 6 is set in Vice City, which is all about superstars, clubs, and the drug business, but they need to make sure they touch on the serious aspects of this and not what people see from the surface. Then finally, last but not least, a part of GTA 4 that is always almost looked over that GTA 6 should have is enterable interiors. GTA 4 has so many enterable interiors which influences the player to explore as much of Liberty City as possible. You can enter restaurants, pubs, clubs, internet cafes, bowling alleys, apartment blocks which all have their own individual rooms. You can visit gun stores, abandoned buildings, and so much more. Whenever I play GTA 4, I still love exploring the world. Although it's not as big as GTA 5, I still love exploring the map and entering some of these interiors. I'm still finding new interiors in GTA 4 to this day, which just honestly baffles me. In GTA 5, I felt like there wasn't that many enterable interiors that you could go to in free roam, and the only time you would be able to go inside a building was during missions. Even comparing GTA 5 to GTA 4, in GTA 5 you can't even enter a burger shop in free roam, but in GTA 4 you can go inside any of them that are scattered around the map on the different islands and order yourself a tasty meal which you'd follow to eat. There are only a handful of enterable interiors in GTA 5 that I can think of, like the clothes stores, the bank, ammunition and the club, but other than that there is barely any. With the power of next-gen consoles, GTA 6 should have just as many, if not more, enterable interiors than GTA 4, and it is possible to do so given the amount of enterable interiors in Red Dead Redemption 2, which was a game developed for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One consoles. How cool would it be to be driving around Leonida, to come across an office building, to then think to yourself, I wonder what it's like inside. So you park your car up, head inside the building, and you're able to explore it and find out what they do there. Not just that, how cool would it be to get a 5-star wanted level in one of these buildings and being able to hold out as long as possible from the police before you make your escape. I do think GTA 6 will have a lot more enterable interiors than what GTA 5 had, and I think it's an important part of the world to flesh it out more to make it feel more immersive. So that's just a few points of what I think GTA 6 can learn from GTA 4. In my opinion, GTA 4 is the most immersive and realistic GTA title in the series, and if GTA 6 wishes to be successful in these areas, it needs to learn from what this game did so well and improve upon it. Again, this is just my opinion, and if there are other areas of GTA 4 that you think GTA 6 could learn from, let us know in the comment section down below. Would love to hear your thoughts. Anyway, thank you very much Cyberboy for asking me to be part of this video, since I had a lot of fun discussing the points I made. So back to you, my dude.
So a massive thank you to Bailey for joining me in today's video. Make sure you go and subscribe to him. He has posted some of my favourite GTA content on the platform to this date, so go and show him some love. And of course, a massive thank you to all my channel members and all of you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure you drop a comment down below, and we'll see you all in the next one.
I'm just looking for a cheap thrill, put it on my neck. I keep doing this dance.